All right, welcome race fans to race number 8 here at ECR tonight. Should be a good one. Looks like they're getting ready to qualify. What? What happened there? That wasn't right. Did they advance the session, Ken?
Yes, they did. They went to qualify.
Oh, no. Well, okay. All right, then. I guess we're not even going to get to talk to the drivers. I don't know. Well, we'll have to wait and see how qualifying goes here, see if they get done in time. We may get to talk to one or two of them. I don't know. But, wow. That was kind of like, I didn't even know they were going to do that.
Neither did I. It looks like one of the admins went ahead and threw it into the qualifying session.
Oh. All right. Well, interesting. Well, that kind of threw a clinker in our plan then tonight.
A little bit, yeah.
Well, okay. I don't know what to do now. I guess we're not going to... We'll see how qualifying goes. If everybody gets done qualifying, maybe we'll get to talk to AJ. Maybe.
Yeah.
Be about it. I was just going to drag him down here. Well, he told me he was going to poke me when the drivers' meeting was over. Remember?
Yeah. It
Okay.
must have been an awful quick one.
Okay. Well, anyhow, welcome to all the race fans, and I have Ken Ron, one of the drivers here at ECR, joining me in the booth tonight. So welcome, Ken. Good to have you, brother.
Thanks, Rudy. I'm ready to get the race underway, get some good green flag running, and thanks for having me in the booth. I appreciate it.
Hey, no problem. It's great to have you, man. It just kind of one of them things where you really don't. When I'm in here by myself, you don't have anybody to talk to and nobody to converse with, and it's really nice to have somebody in the booth with you once in a while, you know.
Well, I'll try and not get in your way and just help you out wherever I can, and hopefully we'll put on a good show for everybody tonight.
Very cool, very cool. Anthony's spinning it there during qualifying. Now, I wonder, is it just like open qualifying? They get to just go out and just run as much as they want, or is it actually 3 laps?
No, they actually do a group qualifying, so draft comes into play and everything.
Wow, that really makes it interesting.
It does, because, I mean, for me personally, I don't want to always start in the middle, which is probably where I'd be, so I go out by myself, and then I know I'm going to be in towards the back of the field.
Well, yeah, we're not even going to get any time to talk to anybody. Wow. So much for that plan. I guess I can throw that one out.
Yeah, I just got poked from Lewis there. I don't know if you did too. He said they accidentally advanced the session, so they're going to start a little early.
Well, Wonder if AJ's out on the track. I'm sure he probably is. No, he's not. Let me drag him down here. AJ, you got a copy?
Yes, sir, I do.
Are you not qualifying, or have you done your qualifying?
I'm not qualifying.
Okay. Well, yeah, it kind of messed us up there a little bit. So much for the plan. They accidentally advanced the session. But while we were talking to you beforehand there, let me kind of run over a couple of things here. Now, you are at the bottom of the list here in the chase, so definitely a win you're kind of like in a win situation you need here, or at least a really, really super good finish to stay in this chase.
Yeah, I got to do everything I can possible. I'm gonna throw some things at these guys that they haven't seen me do this year. Hope for the best, man. Didn't make it to the end last week. Wasn't able to do that. Got to get there this week.
Well, that's a good one. Well, any strategies that you can tell us about? I know you probably don't want to divulge all your secrets for tonight, but any strategies that you can tell us about you got planned up?
Yeah, I'm gonna ride for a little bit, trying to get to halfway before I really make my run at them. But I'm gonna make a hard one at them if I get there.
We'll be watching you. So good luck tonight, AJ, and hopefully we can see you in victory lane or at least close to the front and try to stay in this chase. So good luck, brother.
Thank you.
All right, next we were going to talk to Anthony. I don't know if he's still on the track or not. No, he's sitting on pit road.
His car's on the pitch, yep.
So let me see if I can get him down here. Anthony, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, that kind of messed up our plan for talking to everybody, but are you done qualifying?
We are done. I'm not allowed to qualify. I'm actually going to be EOL'd. We didn't put enough laps, and it was actually 2 laps short. So I'll be receiving an EOL starting from the back here tonight.
Oh, brother. Okay, well, I'm going to let Ken talk to you a little bit there.
Hey, Anthony, how's it going tonight?
All right, bud. How you doing?
Good, good. Looking points-wise, you're 20 points back, second from being eliminated. So what's the big plan for the night? Anything special?
Well, it's I feel like when I'm going out there trying to say, oh, okay, I got to win the race, you know, it puts you back against the wall, and it's easy to make a mistake when you try to force situations. So just going to go out here tonight, try to play it cool, try to survive. I feel like if I try to do anything more than that, I'll probably end up wrecking it early on. So I just want to survive, want to be there at the end. I feel like if I can stay on the lead lap, it'll get me a top 10. We're going to try to get a top 5. We got a good solid car tonight. Got a lot of help this week, worked really hard. I feel like Texas and Phoenix is Haters Make Us Famous Racing's best tracks of the year. So if it had to come down to 2 tracks where we really needed to do good, it's Texas and Phoenix. So backs against the wall for me and AJ, and I feel like we're going to come out swinging.
Well, I know AJ had a good run in the Xfinity until he had a mishap there. But so he was looking good, you were looking good, so good luck tonight and get a top 10, top 5 finish for us.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. We're hoping to put on a good show there, and luck to you guys, and I hope everybody enjoys the show tonight. We're hoping for some good, clean racing, green flag runs, and that's all we can ask for.
All right, well, good luck tonight there, Anthony.
Thanks, bud.
All right, Mark Figueroa, let me see if I can find him. I just want to make sure he's not qualifying before I drag him down here to the booth, and he is not. So we'll drag him down here and talk to him real quick. Mark Figueroa, you got a copy?
Yes, I do, sir.
Well, our plan got kind of messed up, but we're trying to make up for it. You got about a minute and a half. What is the strategy that you got in set coming into tonight?
My plan is to keep her clean. I don't have a fast car for the short run, but look for the 00 to make its way up through the pack, and I guarantee you that I'm the defending winner here from our spring race, and I think I've got something for these guys.
Well, we'll be watching for you. So qualifying's about to come to an end. So have you got a good spot ready for tonight? Or aren't you qualifying?
I am not able to qualify with being DQ'd from last week's race. We have a minimum amount of laps that you must turn, and tonight I was not able to meet those lap requirements, but I'll be starting in the back, and I'll be making my way through the field. So I've got something for these guys, and I got a plan set.
All right. Well, good luck, Mark. Hopefully we'll see you stay in the chase for next week.
That's the plan.
All right. Good luck. Well, there you have it, folks. Boy, tight battle here coming into the chase tonight. We talked to the bottom three there. Not enough time to get to the fourth guy. Chris Turquoise is qualifying about to come to an end, and we're going to head to the grid here and get everybody accounted for on the grid. Ken?
Sounds good there, Rudy. I don't know if my screen's messed up or what, but you may have to do the whole line up there. I'm not seeing everything.
Okay, not a problem. Well, it looks like we had a lot of non-qualifiers tonight. Whether that was the whole reason why or what, I don't know, but here we go. They're getting ready to line them up. All right. Run down through the grid here real quick. John Schweiker taking the pole with a 27.220. Congratulations to John for grabbing the pole here again this week. Matthew Thunhorst, top of the points, starting in second. Luis Salmaso, third place. Brian Wilderson, fourth. David Grossclose, I'm not sure if I'm saying that. Grossclose? That sound right?
Grossiclose, I think they say.
Grossiclose, okay. In fifth place, Chuck Harrell, sixth. Matthew George, seventh. Justin Bland starting eighth. Nathan Casillas in ninth place. Anthony Thitchner back in 10th, but he's going to have to go to the back of the field. Chris Turquoise in 11th. Michael Kinner, 12th. Ken Worley, 13th. Colin Fern, 14th. Stephen Massey, first one that did not qualify tonight, starting 15th. Mark Figueroa has to go to the back of the field, as we heard him say just a minute ago. He will start 16th. Jai Hatterick in 17th. We got a couple of other ones here. Corey Chafin back in 20th. AJ Scarborough 21st. Dalen Barr in 22nd. Nicole Johnson 23rd. Will Prue in 24th. Todd McDuffie in 25th. Joshua Wallace back in 26th. Ken Ron, you're in the booth with me. Matthew Hibbs, 28th. And rounding out the field, shotgun position tonight, Josh Sheets.
Well, that's a mouthful to say, isn't it, Rudy?
Yes, it is.
Looks like they're just all still getting lined up there and ready to go.
Oh, okay. Jeremy Rubin in chat saying good luck to all the drivers from him. Well, that's pretty cool. Will do, Jeremy. Going over some last minute checks here. We have a problem. I gotta restart here. Restart IRTVO. We had a problem. Doggone it. Something happened there.
A little technical difficulty.
Yeah, I think it's okay now, but we're going to find out here in just a minute. I guess it's okay now. That was weird. That was really weird.
I don't know if you noticed there, Rudy, but we have a lot of armed forces vehicles out there tonight.
Yes, I was going to mention that. Yeah, in honor of the Marines' 240th birthday today. So that is really cool. All right, folks, we're ready to go green here. Pace car in. And John Schweiker not waiting a second on the throttle. Going into turn one, Matthew Thunhorst right there in second. He's got Luis Salmaso. We got a spinner. That was a Chuck Harrell. If I can catch up with him. He gets it going. That does bring out the first caution of the race on lap one. Not a good sign.
No, and that is going to be the trouble spot here tonight coming out of turn 2. If you go in too hard or hit the angle just wrong, it's going to spin the car out every time.
Yeah, and it looks like that's what he did. He just got the exit of turn 2 there, just did not hit it good. I think he hit that bump right there in turn 1, and it really upset that car. So, but he's going to be on pit road, it looks like, or maybe out of the race. I'm not sure which.
Looked like a pretty hard hit.
Yes, it was. Yeah, it looks like he has retired from the race. Wow, already. That's not good. That kind of really, well, he wasn't in the chase. Was he? No. Yeah.
Well, he was, but he was eliminated in the last round,
Right.
so he was just going to be a spoiler here tonight.
Well, I don't think anybody's going to come to pit road. Track position's pretty valuable out here, so, and this, they only
Well,
read
there are
one
some
lap.
coming to pit road.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah, the back part of the field.
Yes.
Yeah, Stephen Massey leading them down.
AJ Scarborough right behind him.
Well, that's not a bad thing, you know. Just it kind of puts you on a different pit cycle from the rest of the field. But they're going to have 4 fresh tires now, and
And I think a lot of them are thinking there could be a few more cautions because that turn 2 is pretty treacherous, and this way they can get themselves to the back, maybe avoid anything. And in AJ's case, he wants to survive and get to the halfway point.
Yes, sir. All right, so John Schweikert's led all the laps so far. Luis Salmaso be in second. Matthew Thunhorse back to third. Ryan Wilderson fourth, and David Grossiclos in fifth. That's a tough one for me to say, Grossiclos.
Yeah, it's tough, but I've heard it a couple different ways.
Yeah, I'll get used to it. I think he was in the race last week, and I struggled with that. And I meant to talk to him today to find out that, you know, I always like to ask the driver to make sure I'm pronouncing their name right. There's nothing worse than somebody butchering your name up, and I don't like to do that.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I see Anthony's made up to 13th with the pit stops now, too. So there's one of our bubble guys moving his way up.
Yes, sir. Chris Serkois, another one of the bubble guys, back in 11th. Stephen Massey is out of it, actually. I'm trying to see. AJ will be back in 18th. Who was the other one? Was it Colin Fern?
Collins in second.
That's right.
Mark Figueroa is he is the third bubble guy.
There you go. We'll try to keep an eye on them guys to make sure we keep all of them right in our line of sight here, so we can, make sure we know where they're going to finish to see who's going to. They're all in a race of their own. They're trying to stay in this, so it's going to be a tough battle for them guys.
It will be, because I have a feeling it's going to be a little treacherous out there tonight, so can't repeat it enough. AJ said survive, so he's going to try and survive.
That's what it's going to take. Gross close.
That sounds right.
That's what Jeremy's saying here. Gross close. He's a tire engineer for NASCAR and Goodyear. Wow, awesome.
Yeah, we got a real NASCAR techie with us.
Yeah, ask him what happened to the tires last weekend. No, I'm kidding.
He might not want to answer that.
I'm kidding. I don't want to get involved in that. La 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 la. I'm out. Well, looks like Schweikert's going to decide to start on the outside as they're all doubling back up here. Lights are out on the pace car. We're ready to go back green. They're starting to tighten the field up here coming into turn 3. And we're about to unleash them here once again, Ken, and get them going.
It's going to get exciting. I'm anxious. I'm going to watch AJ for a few laps, see if he tries to move up, or if he's going to do what he says and just try and survive and stay in the back here.
All right, pace car heads for pit road, and John Schweiker's on the loud pedal. Ryan Wilderson got a great start there and is going to get by Matthew Thunhorse. Matthew, I think, is one of them kind of drivers, Ken. He's looking at the big picture right now. You know, he doesn't want to get up there and race it too awful hard and have a chance of getting wrecked out. And I think that's a good thing to do.
On caution, caution. We got the 55 going around.
Wow. Oh, yes, we do. Justin Bland, number 65. Yeah, let's see what happened to Justin here. Going into turn 1. Out of turn 2, and this is where you were saying, and he gets into the outside wall and goes immediately to the inside wall, and that's the bad thing about turn 2. It immediately kicks you to that inside wall.
Neither wall is soft. I don't care if
No.
soft walls or not, but it does a lot of damage on both sides of your car.
He's heading for pit road now, I think, to get that car looked at, but I don't know. I think his day might be over. I hate to say that. I hate to say that.
Especially this early.
Yeah, very early in the race. He's still got 160 laps to go. Jeremy, don't you tell him I said that. I'll completely and totally deny that I ever said it. By David asking him what happened to the tires last weekend.
Oh no.
Don't you dare ask him. Don't you say I said that. Of course, he's probably going to watch it on the broadcast. Well, somebody gets the wave by there. It looks like Sean Medling. Now, I didn't see Sean. He must have showed up late.
He actually missed the start of the race because they accidentally advanced the session, so they gave him a wave around to give him a lap back.
Very good, very good, very good. Well, that did really, man, that really messed up everything, didn't it?
It did, yeah.
But at least we got to talk to the three guys that we wanted to talk to, and it was brief, but you know, we got to talk to them and kind of listen to some of their strategies for tonight. Everybody's on in their own strategy. Everybody's got their own ideas of what they want to do, you know. Oh, Jeremy.
Is he getting you in trouble, Rudy?
Yeah, he's going to get me in trouble. I know he is. He's already planning on it. He goes, sure. Okay. Well, we're still waiting for the lights to go out on the pace car to get back under green here. I don't, like I was saying there, Ken, I don't usually try to talk to somebody this early. Kind of hard for them to judge. They've only had a couple of green flag laps, you know. Kind of hard for them to judge what their car actually feels like out there on the track. So,
yeah, they haven't had a time to get heat in the tires or get any tire wear.
We've only had one green flag lap is all we've had.
I got my camera on Mark Figueroa. He's up to 8, so another one of the bubble guys trying to make a move. Of course, he told us he's defending champion here, so he thinks he might have a little something for the front runners today.
He did sound pretty confident in that too, you know, and that's good. You know, confidence is what will get you to the front. And if he's basing that off of what his race was earlier, he said this year, you know, that could really be a boost that he needed right there. You know, thinking about how that race went and see if that'll bleed over to this week.
Well, I mean, you can see it week in and week out in NASCAR. I mean, look at Jimmy Johnson. He was unbeatable at Lowe's for how long?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but there's a guy that his career's over. He might as well retire. he's done.
Might as well go out on top with a win, right?
There you go. Oh, I've got a lot of opinions about Mr. Johnson, but I'll keep them to myself for now. All right.
We might have a tire guy get the word to him.
Yeah, that's fine. I wouldn't mind telling them myself. There we go, folks. Pace car is about to dive onto pit road here in just a second, and we're going to be back under green. Hopefully these guys can get settled in here, and we'll see a longer green flag run, because I know these guys, their setups are made for long runs, so we'll see how this goes. Pace car's in, and we got a green. Schweikert takes right off, doesn't waste any time. Now we've got Brian Willison to the inside of Luis. And he takes second from Luis.
Oh, we got
another
almost
spinner.
had one.
Oh, he saves it. Good deal. Nice save. Is that Michael Kinner? No, what Michael Kinner? I don't know who that.
No, that was the 34.
Michael Kinner's actually coming to pit road. What happened to Michael Kinner's car?
And I just heard him on the radio saying he was going to pit road. Don't know why.
Well, Schweikert with a 3/4 of a second lead over Brian Willison up front. Funhorst all over the back of Luis Salmaso. And Colin Fern right there as well. So, boy, these guys in a tight battle right here, right now. This is second, third, fourth, and fifth.
And I got an eye on one of the other so-called bubble guys, Chris Sercois. He's running back in 15, just minding his business right now like he does week in and week out.
Yes, he is. That's good. There's a consistent driver right there. And if consistency can pay off again tonight, it could possibly be good for him to get into the chase. Stay into the chase, I should say. David Grossclose gets by Nicole Johnson. Nicole driving the Navy car. No, that ain't her. Who the heck was that? That was David. My bad. I was looking at the wrong car. Will Prue in 12th. AJ drives around Will and goes into the 11th place.
Must be feeling pretty comfortable with his car and the way things are going right now to be moving up.
And Luis Salmaso goes back to 5th. I didn't see what happened to him, because he really fell back there as Matthew Thunhorst got by him and Colin Fern. And now he's off the pace by a little bit there. He's about a half a second behind Colin Fern. Colin goes into 4th. Anthony Thitchner in 6th place is closing that gap on Luis. I know I call him Lewis sometimes and Luis other times.
Yeah, I was never really sure. I always thought it was Luis, but I've heard other people say Lewis. So
I don't think he cares.
No, neither do I.
Matthew George, 7th place. And it ain't going to be long. He's going to have company. Stephen Massey is closing that gap on him. I mean, like big time. And there he goes to the inside of Matthew George. And he's going to take that away just like nothing. Wow, right up into 7th place. Anthony Thitchner did get around Luis Salmaso and goes into the top 5. Anthony on a roll here tonight. I know the leader don't get a whole lot of camera time. That's the bad thing about it. When you're out there stinking up the show, you don't get a lot of camera time, Ken.
There's too many battles happening behind him whenever you're running away from the field.
Yep. Yeah, he's 3/4 of a second ahead of Brian Wilderson, so there's no battle up there. Battles are back in the field here. Ken Worley, 12th place, coming up on Will Prue. Ken's he's another kind of laid back racer for a little while, and then you'll see him turn up the heat here, closing down to the end of the race.
I guess, like you said, most of these guys put these setups together since they are open sets for the long runs, hoping we get them. So the guys that do that always come to the front later on.
Well, let's get up here, back up front. We've got another challenge. Colin Fern and Matthew Thunhorse and Anthony Thitchner right there. He's looking to the inside, and he's going to take that position away from Thunhorse. Wow, Matthew just pulled over and let him go.
Well, that's one of the benefits of winning the first race of this segment. He doesn't have to win. That all he's got to do. He doesn't even have to finish the race. He's through to the next round, so he can afford to take his time a little bit.
Absolutely, and that whole time he's doing that, he's saving tires. You know, 'cause we know tires are a premium here.
They are, and he's keeping all four corners straight on that car too, by not battling anybody in. Caution.
Oh, Sean Medling hard into the wall. Oh man, late start for Sean, and then that happens, coming off of turn 2 again. Let's watch this here. Go back and look at it. Looks like just a bad exit to turn 2. And there he goes to the inside wall, and boy, he hit hard. Another one that's going to have major damage. Well, I'll tell you what, he come back up on there right in front of Chris Surquois, and Chris just actually tapped a wall to try to avoid hitting Sean. I think he thought that Sean was going to be coming. Matter of fact, I wanted to go back and look at that one more time. Let's ride along with Chris Surquois here for a minute and watch this. Over you see Sean spinning right there, coming back up onto the track. Chris didn't know what to do. He didn't know whether to go right, left, or what, but he did miss him. So good job by Chris Surquois. Yeah, I think. What do you think? The leader is going to bring him to pit road, isn't he? Yes, he is.
Well, I don't think our leaders have pitted yet, so might be a good time on this lap to bring it in. Can't afford to be out there in too old of tires if some of the guys behind you pit.
Well, AJ Scarborough stays out. That's going to give him a bonus point. He needed that.
At this point in this 3-race segment or whatever, every point counts. So that'll put him tied with Anthony as far as points go if they were to finish 1-2 or something like that.
All right, so Schweiker down and away. It looks like he's going to get out first. Colin Fern second as he beats Brian Wilderson off of pit road. Anthony Thitchner going to be fifth. Matthew Thunhorse sixth. Luis Salmaso in seventh. Stephen Massey eighth. Mark Figueroa in ninth. And Will Prue will be the top 10. Now I'm just kind of curious to see if AJ is going to come to pit road. He stayed out long enough to lead a lap to get that point. Yes, he is going to come to pit road.
Yeah, that's a smart move. If everybody else pits in front of you, you got to pick up that bonus point because, like he said, he just wants to ride in the back until halfway. So, perfect plan for him.
Well, I was going to look at. Be talking to Luis here real quick. Luis, you got a copy?
10-4, brother.
Well, you come out pit road here, you're going to be 6th place. I know you're not in the chase now, but Tell me about the car and how it feels coming out of turn 2, because we have seen a lot of cars slipping coming out of turn 2.
Yeah, turn 2, especially the exit, is one of the trickiest parts of the circuit, especially in this condition that we're having. It's very slick. So if you come out of turn 2 with your feet completely on the gas, chances are you're going to lose the back of the car. So we're going to have to ease that in, work the throttle, especially if the tires start to go off. That's when you're going to see guys really checking it up, controlling the throttle. It's going to be a handful. It's going to be a handful. The guy who have a pretty long run, like I believe I have, you're going to see guys falling back a little bit, but then moving to the front.
Well, a smoking fast pit stop, Luis. The fastest out there, 14.5 seconds. I think you need to give them boys a raise.
Yeah, we had an Xfinity race last night. Things worked pretty well in the pit stops. I think guys, my crew just carry around for this. Hopefully, we're going to be around this front group to the end of the race. Hopefully, give them a run for their money. Just want to give a big shout out to Jeremy Rubin, our teammate in the 34. Nathan's replacing him, but the paint scheme, the Army, that's for him, for the troops, for everybody. So a big shout out to him. Pretty sure he's watching the broadcast.
Yes, he is. We've been talking to him in chat. So, all right. Well, good luck out there, Luis. Hopefully, you can bring it home tonight.
Oh yeah, hope to talk to you at the end of the race, Rudy. Have a good one.
Good job. All right, let's see what he's got. Schweikert still in the lead, and he's going to start on the inside this time with brand new tires. Colin Fern on the outside of the front row. And look at Thitchner up there, 4th place. Crazy, ain't it, Ken?
Doesn't seem like he's he is just riding his line, taking it easy. He must have a real good car, and he's keeping it clean. So he needs every point he can get tonight.
Yes, he does. All right, well, here we go. Pace cars on pit road. And there goes Schweikert. Green, green, green. Litchner gets a good start on the outside of Brian Wilderson.
It was interesting. Schweikert took the inside lane this time on the restart, where he took the outside before.
Right, yeah. Well, maybe on older tires, maybe the outside line's where you want to start on older tires. But when you got new ones, that inside line might be the fastest. He's not getting out there too awful far. Colin Fern's hanging on less than a half a second behind him. Mark Figueroa, 8th place as the cars are starting to get spread out a little bit. Here he falls in right behind Stephen Massey. And just so everybody knows, the R on the end of these names means they are a rookie. This is their rookie season. Correct, Ken?
That's correct, yeah.
So that's a lot of people asking about that before, what the R stood for. Well, that means that this is their rookie season. So, Matthew George, 9th place. Will Prue in 10th. Let's go back in the back of the field back here and check on Dalen Barr. We haven't talked about Dalen today. Back in 17th place, not out of it by any means. I think he's just riding too, just to kind of hang out there with him. He comes up on Chris Serkois as Chris gets passed up by AJ Scarborough, and we've got one falling back. Grosclose coming back. He must have slipped a little bit coming off of turn 4 or something there, Ken.
I know last night in the Xfinity race, if I went into 4 too hard, the back end wanted to come out, so you had to throttle down going into 4, so maybe that happened too.
Could be. Well, he lost a lot of positions on that, but he seems to be okay for now. Michael Kinner, couple of laps down, had to make a pit stop there earlier. Not sure exactly what happened there, but he's okay. And he should be able to get his lap back, if a caution is out.
Yeah, I heard him say over the radio something about a black flag, so maybe he's speeding on pit road or something got him.
Oh, okay. Well, that'll do it. Looking back from the leader, John Schweikert back to Colin Fern. That's what a half a second looks like, folks. When they're running the speeds that they're running, over 185. Let's see what John gets up to down the backstretch. 95. boy, about almost 198 down the backstretch. So that's what a half a second looks like at 198 miles an hour.
A lot of speed in this track.
Yes.
Kills the tires right away.
And you know, I can remember back in the day, I'm going to have to say probably about maybe 5 builds ago or something. But Colin Fern's really blinking bad there. I'll tell you what, this was one of my favorite tracks. Oh, I could run the crap out of this track in anything, you know. And they've really changed it a lot. I'm not going to say it's for the worse, you know. It's they had to do what they had to do, and you know, the changes that they made have been positive all the way. A lot of the drivers really like the changes of the dynamic track and the tire models and everything like that. So, but they've really made it challenging for these guys to try to work on setups.
Well, it is. I know with me being new to it, I'm not used to the older tracks and everything, so I'm just getting used to all the tracks, and hearing the guys say about the rubber buildup and so forth, and how it changes the car and stuff. I mean, to me, that's all foreign. I'm living with it because that's just what I'm used to now. Well,
Stephen Massey drives around Luis Salmaso and goes into 6th. That was a pretty good pass, too. He did that coming out of turn 2. Wow. That's where everybody's been having trouble. He just drove around him like nothing. Might have been a little bit of give there by Luis, too. I don't think he wanted to battle him up too awful hard, but
you do have to be careful coming off there side by side, because we had it last night, and even on the outside, it's no fun.
Yeah. He probably really had to get out of the throttle there. Mark Figueroa coming up on the back of Luis now. Running in the 8th position. And Matthew George not far behind Mark in the 9th place.
It looks like you're getting a nice green run. You can see the cars are really getting spread out all over the place.
Definitely. John Schweikert with a 2.5 seconds over Colin Fern now. Colin's saying, man, slow down a little bit. Let me catch up, will you? Take a breath. John's got the hammer down on that, and I'll tell you what, I could see the tongue hanging out on the front of John's car. Did you see that? That thing's...
Yeah, I did.
He's working the heck out of that car right now.
He wants this one real bad.
Yes, he does. He does. He wants this, guys. This is what John said he wanted to do, because he is running the Marines. Dug this out of retirement. Hasn't ran this in, what did he say? About 8 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks. Dug it out of retirement.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. So he comes out here with this here, wants to win it for the anniversary of the Marines. 240-year birthday today for the United States Marines. So happy birthday to them. And a lot of the guys, like we said earlier, are running paint schemes here in remembrance to that, but they're running other armed forces, Navy, Army, whatever. Which is
There's just
cool.
a few of them out there with, like Anthony, he's got the American flag on his. Nicole's got Wounded Warrior, I think, on hers. And real cool paint schemes out there.
Yeah, I was looking at Nicole's here. That is a really cool one. That's a sharp-looking paint job. Wow, I really like that.
And she told me she just threw that together this afternoon real quick.
Oh, I hate to hear that. I can't paint a car to save my hind end.
Me either.
Ken Worley in 13th. And he comes right up on the back of Nathan Casellas. Casellas. That sounds good.
Yeah.
Keeping the pressure on him. Passing up, looks like a lap down car there of, I don't know who that was. It was the 83, Will Prow. Oh, that's not lap down. He just got passed up. So Will maybe starting to feel a little bit of pressure there. I think maybe tires could be falling off, or maybe he just didn't feel comfortable running that close to the front. I don't know. And we've got second place going to Anthony Thitchner as Colin Fern looks like slipped or something there, and Anthony and Brian Wilson both get by. And now Thunhorst going by. What do you think's going on with Colin Fern's car there, Ken?
Maybe he just burned up the right front on it a little bit, trying to catch Schweikert out in first, or maybe he's just gonna lay back now and save a little bit, and maybe he's looking this is gonna go full fuel run.
Well, looks like he's going to fall into the clutches of Stephen Massey here. Stephen taking a look here, going into turn 3. And Colin going to give him the low line. Looks like Massey's going to make that stick, and does beat him off of turn 4 and takes that position from him. So Stephen Massey on the run here today. Man, oh man, is he coming alive. I bet he's wishing that he ran this good the whole season. You know, I mean, he has had a good run though.
He has, yeah. If he would have, we'd be talking about him possibly moving on in the chase here somewhere, but eliminated in the last round, so
Yep.
he's out to prove himself, and he's doing a good job.
Well, Anthony Thitchner on the bubble, running in second place. Mark Figueroa on the bubble here, running in 8th place. AJ Scarborough, 9th place on the bubble. And Chris Surquois in 17th on the bubble. But he's above all the other 3 in points.
He is. He's 12 back, and AJ's last. He's 21, so there's 9 points between them.
So he's got his work cut out for him to get up there and try to, at least finish ahead of a couple of them. He's got to finish ahead of all of them, actually, right?
That would be, I think, his plan anyhow. But we got a caution.
Oh, Ken Worley going around. Let's go see what happened to Ken. Looks like another turn 2 incident here.
I wish I had $1 for every spin out of 2.
Oh, I'm telling you, and he gets into the outside wall and tries to save it, but he didn't go to the inside wall. He come back to the outside. So Ken Worley going to get a lot of damage on that car. He may be all right, though. I don't think he's got that much that he couldn't continue. But he does have the motor smoking, though. That's not a good sign.
No, he is spewing a lot of smoke. I can see his front end smashed in pretty good. So, yeah, he'll be sitting there for a little while.
Well, maybe that would be a good one to talk to here. Let's see if these guys do come to pit road, and maybe we can get a word in with Ken. I don't usually like to try to talk to somebody, but he wasn't involved with anybody else, I just kind of want to get his side of the story, what happened to his car. So let's see if we can get Ken down here. Ken Worley, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, Rudy.
Well, what happened there, brother?
I was just rolling along and we touched the wall coming off the turn, and that's all she wrote. Shot off and done.
Oh, man, what a bummer. Well, we've seen a lot of people. I think all the accidents that we've seen today have been off of turn 2, haven't they, Ken?
They have been, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's been kind of crazy. So turn 2 is definitely a problem area of this track. Do you agree?
Oh yeah, she gets wicked loose up there at times, especially you don't hit that line right.
Well, are you think they're going to be able to get it fixed up enough where you can get back out and maybe turn some more laps or not?
I don't know, we're looking at some long repairs here, so we'll do our best to get back out there though.
Oh man, well, sorry about your luck there, Ken. Hopefully you had a good time anyhow, short-lived as it was, 50 laps into it. But hopefully you get back out there and good luck.
Alrighty, it's always a good one with these guys, and thank you for the interview.
10-4. All right. Well, looks like Anthony Thitchner going to get off of pit road first. Whoa. He actually beat John Schweikert off of pit road. Schweikert had a 15.3 second pit stop. Anthony Thitchner had a 14.5 second. So there's 0.8 of a second. That's the difference between coming out first or coming out third.
Well, and that's that all valuable extra point again there for Anthony now too.
And it just might be enough to keep him in the chase. You don't know. We won't know until the results are in tonight and points are done to find out who's going to make it into the chase, continue on in the chase. But they got, one more race to go in this segment?
One more in this segment, yes.
Yeah, that's Phoenix next week.
Correct.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah, every point you can get this week is going to bleed over to next week. It's going to help. And then if you have a good finish next week, hey, you're staying in the chase.
It only takes one good run like this, and for Anthony, if he can hang on, lead a few laps, finish top 2, 3, even top 5, that'll give him more confidence for next week.
Yes, sir. All right, let's go back here. AJ Scarborough, another one on the bubble, running in 8th. Mark Figueroa 10th. And Chris Urquhart back in 16th. All 4 of them drivers on the bubble. It's almost a must-win situation. They don't want to put themselves in a must-win situation next week, so they're out here trying to pick up every point they can this week. So next week maybe they can ride and take it a little bit easier at Phoenix, because I know these cars have got to be a handful at Phoenix. If they're this much of a handful here at Texas, they've got to be twice as much of a handful at Phoenix.
And I would imagine Phoenix, for me, at least in the old NASCAR 2003, going down into turn 1 was always my trouble spot.
Yep, I think it is for everybody. It's kind of a flat turn. The track itself don't have much banking at all. So, and coming out of turn, going into turn 1 and coming out of turn 2, and then you've got that dog leg. Everybody wants to kind of cut it down. So you really got to be careful how you come out of turn 2. If you put it into the wall, you're another one you're gonna be immediately shot right to the inside wall. So these guys have got their work cut out for them next week. So do I talk too much?
Nope.
Okay.
Not for me.
I just don't like to have dead air, I'm sorry. I've even gone as far as I'll make stuff up, No, I don't. I try to be very factual. So, all right, well, here we go. Anthony Thitchner, our leader, going to start on the outside with them new tires. Going to try something different. Pace car's in. And here they go. Boy, and look at Luis Almaso. Gets a shot right there by Brian Wilson, but I think Brian is going to try to drive by him on the inside, and he might be able to make that stick on them new tires. John Schweikert coming right along with him. Oh, Brian Wilson a little out of shape there. I think he might have got a little tag there from John Schweikert. I don't know for sure, but
I'm sure John wants to get back to the front.
Oh, yeah. Here comes Colin Fern back into the picture. Schweikert to the inside of Wilson, and that is for second place. And he made that look easy. Drives it in there like a boss, don't he?
It was a lot harder than I'd want to ever go in there, that's for sure.
Yeah, in turn 1 like that, because you just don't know what it's going to be like when you come out of turn 2.
With the history of the race so far, I'd want to avoid coming out of turn 2 if I could.
Yeah. Stephen Massey, 5th place. He's having a great run here. Got himself, he started in 15th today, and he's got himself up to the 5th place. And Schweikert for the lead as he gets around Anthony Thitchner now. It looks like Brian Wilson's going to kind of come with him.
We got one in the wall back here.
Dalen
We
Barr.
got a spinner.
Dalen Barr spinning down across the front grass, no caution. It looks like he is going to tow.
I had seen a different car that was into the wall, and I don't know if he's been trying to avoid him. I couldn't see the number.
Well, we'll keep an eye on. There's a couple of guys on pit road trying to get damage fixed up. We'll see if they get back out there. But Schweikert looking for a new groove, maybe a little bit higher on the track in some of the turns. He's searching the track over to see if he can find anything that could get him away from Brian Wilson and Colin Fern. Trying to see if there's because the grooves will change. You know that, Ken. As the race goes on with the dynamic tracks, the groove will change. It looks like he's found something there where he stays a little bit higher going into turn 1, which probably isn't a bad thing. That kind of keeps you away from those bumps in turn 1.
And it'll give you a nice arc coming out of turn 2 then too, so maybe you found something there to keep from upsetting the car.
Yeah, late entry into turn 1, probably not a bad thing. It looks like that's what he's doing. He's doing a late entry, actually not even entering turn 1. He's actually entering turn 2. So that's a difference. I've never seen anybody run that one. That's pretty awesome. That's a really late entry in turn 1. We'll watch him here as he comes around and comes into turn 1. He stays pretty high. And then about the midway point, he drops it down to the bottom, and he comes out of turn 2 perfectly to go down that backstretch. Ronnie Norman said that's helping with the tire wear. Well, thank you, Ronnie. That's good info. I did not know that. I've never seen anybody run that line before. That's awesome. I've done late entries in turns like that, but this seems to be like it's really late.
I'm just scrolling back through. It looks like all 3 of our bubble guys are inside the top 10 now. AJ's in 9th, and he has Mark Figueroa right in front of him in 8th.
Anthony 3rd. Okay, I'm trying to find him here too. Yeah, Figueroa 8th place, where he's been kind of hanging right there. AJ 9th. And Chris Turquoise, the last one that's on the bubble, back in 15th.
Ooh, we got a caution out.
Yes, sir. We do have a caution. Oh, Matthew George going around. Like another turn 2 victim.
A lot of damage on that car.
Yes, sir. We're going to follow along with him here. And it looks like he gets loose coming off of turn 4. Tries to save it, but he gets into the inside wall this time. And that immediately kind of kicks him to the outside. So it doesn't really look like a lot of damage, but I'll bet you that just knocked a toe right out of that thing.
I can see a big crinkle in the hood, plus that engine's just smoking like crazy.
Oh yeah, he's coming to pit road. Yep, a lot of damage. Both sides of the car too. So all right, well, let's see. Schweikert bringing them all to pit road.
It's a pretty sight seeing all those military cars coming in through there like that.
It sure is, yep. All right, let's see who's going to be the winner off of pit road this time. Wilson down on the jack, but I don't know if he's going to beat, I think maybe he might have beat Schweikert off pit road that time. He actually...
Yeah, from my angle I couldn't tell.
Yeah, he actually had a 14-second pit stop. Brian Wilson did, so that's been the fastest pit stop I've seen yet tonight, 14 seconds. That's pretty great. That's pretty great. Well, what do you think we maybe talk to... Well, I don't know if we want to keep talking to the bubble guys, because they need to concentrate. How about we talk to Brian Wilson? What do you think?
Sure, bring him on down here.
If I can find him here. There he is. Brian Wilson, you got a copy?
Hey, Brady.
Well, fastest pit time that I have seen yet today, 14 seconds flat, brother. you beat Schweikert off pit road by a whole second, but you barely beat him to the line. So, but man, I'll tell you what, that's a great pit stop. I have, like I said, I haven't seen anybody run that. Tell me about your racing out there so far. It's the first time you've been out front and led a lap.
Well, that pit stop just kind of evened the score. The pit stop before that, I lost a spot or two. So, you know, I don't think I've been able to pass John out on the track. He's got a better short run setup than I do, and I think I might be a little bit better in the long runs. We'll have to see how things play out.
Well, I know you're not in the chase and everything, but, you know, like we've been talking here, we talked before the race that even though you're not in the chase, you can have a major impact on how the chase is laid out at the end. You know, if you go out there and win the race or finish ahead of guys, it can definitely change the outcome of the chase, you know. So I think a lot of the guys out here really appreciate you being out there. And good racing. I've seen some great racing. How's your car feel coming off of turn 2? Because that seems to be a problem spot tonight.
It feels fine off of 2. I'm just a little bit tight through 3 and 4. Actually, 1 and 2 is probably it's settling down for me. It's working pretty well for me.
All right. Well, Brian, you're going to be going back green next time. So good luck, brother.
Hey, thanks, Rudy.
So not a problem for Brian in turn 1 and 2. It's 3 and 4 giving him the problem, Ken.
Well, I did take notice, you know, like I turned a few laps and I was getting, in the setup I had, I was getting tight in 3 and 4 also, so it might just be a characteristic of the track.
All right, well, let's see. We've got about 15 or 16 still left out there on the track right now.
A couple of them a little beat up coming back out, but they're there.
I can feel a big sneeze coming on. Oh, boy. Well, hopefully I don't have to sneeze right in the middle of this. All right. Pace car in. Brian Woodleson on it. Here he goes. Green, green, green. Good start by Colin Fern, staying to the inside of John Schweikert. Let's see if he can hold that position coming out of turn 2. And he's still blinking. Ooh.
He is, yeah. That was a big blink.
Yeah. Schweikert's going to fall back to 3rd place. Now Anthony Thitchner gets away from Stephen Massey just a little and closes up on the back bumper of John Schweikert. Let's ride along here with Anthony for a minute. Wow, 201 mile an hour down the front stretch. Man, these guys are booking.
They're getting faster and faster, aren't they?
Yeah, well, you know, that's the new tires too, and you know that. I think that's really improved the speed because they get a better run coming off of turn 2. And as when we were talking to John Schweikert earlier, he said that when the tires fall off, he said you're going to watch after about 10 laps, the lap times are going to just drop right out. So, and I think that's what we were seeing at the end of that last green flag run there, that a lot of guys were really struggling with their tires.
Yeah, I'm just watching some of this action on the field here. Just they're starting to spread out again, so not much happening back here.
Yep, Roberson now trying to keep John Schweikert at bay. And John, I don't think he's not using that line as much right at the moment, but he probably will if he gets back out there. Could be he's in dirty air right now, and we know how that affects these cars versus being out there in clean air like Brian Wilson is right now. Schweikert coming up on the inside. And it looks like he's going to have it going into turn 1. Boy, he just drives around Brian like he's just standing still, don't he?
That was like a no frills pass right there, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
He's out for a Sunday drive.
Well, let's go back in the field here a ways. Peru, back here at 11th place. he was back quite a ways further than that earlier. Michael Kinner gets back on the lead lap now in 12th. Cole Johnson in 13th. Chris Surcoy is 14th. He just picks off one spot at a time. Have you noticed that?
It seems to be his mojo. I mean, like I said, I've raced with him a couple times. He's always mid-pack, went back, and by the end of the race, he's top 5, top 10.
David Grosclose back here with a lot of damage on that Navy car. As we've seen him into that, looks like the whole back end missing. Got a little bit of right and left front damage on the car, so that's got to be just about like driving like a dump truck out there, I think. And Dalen Barr back 16th place. That car is really messed up. The whole front end's like really jacked up on it. But he is running 8 laps down right at the moment.
I'm back up front. Looks like Anthony is getting underneath Colin Fern, taking that position away.
They're still in a battle, though. Looks like Colin gets a good run off of turn 4 and beats Anthony to the line. But Anthony's got a good run enough to go into turn 1 and take it away from him. And here comes Stephen Massey to the inside.
That'll just create a freight train if those guys are lined up behind you.
And Matthew Thunhorse comes right along with him. Wow, man, these guys have got the hammer down now. We are almost at the halfway mark here, folks. Schweikert been showing away for 62 laps. A couple other leaders we've had. Brian Wilderson led 7 laps. Anthony Thitchner led 5. AJ Scarborough led 1. Been the only leaders out there. Taking a look at the summary here, we've had 5 cautions for 18 laps.
That really doesn't seem too bad for as troublesome as turn 2's been for some of these guys out there.
Yeah, 5 cautions in this car on this track, and knowing how bad that is, yeah, that's pretty doggone good. Thitchner, 3rd place. Really trying to stay with it here to keep himself alive for the chase. One of the 4 that's on the bubble, the closest to the front right now, Anthony Thitchner. Let's go back. Mark Figueroa back in 7th, another one of the bubble guys. AJ Scarborough in 9th place on the bubble. And Chris Surcoy is the last one on the bubble, back in 14th. And he's just pedaling it here, taking his time.
That's saving tires, able to go, staying clean. It's just vintage Chris.
Oh, Anthony, out of shape right there, coming off of turn 2. Good save. I bet you've made them back tires a little bit angry now.
I'm sure his heart stopped for a second there too.
Yeah, he'd probably seen this championship flying right out the window there just a second ago. Or his chance to stay alive for it, I should say.
Figueroa just got around Colin Fern now too.
Dang, he's coming up strong here too. Golly, man. It seems like Colin's got a really good run on the short run. His car's good on the short run. And boy, it doesn't seem like it takes long and the tires just go away on it or something. And he just can't hang with these guys, so I don't know what's going on with Colin's car today.
Yeah, he's usually able to keep pace pretty much up front the whole race and not fall off quite as bad, but might just be the setup and tire wear.
Could be. Luis Salmaso in 8th place. Keeping his car clean, looks good. Well, let's see if we can get a rundown here. get up on the leader real quick because he's about 0.2 of a second lead over second place Brian Wilderson. Let's give a rundown here. It looks like Josh Sheets out of the race. Joshua Wallace out of the race. Corey Chapin on pit road. Chuck Harrell out of the race. Sean Medling on pit road. Justin Bland rejoining the race. 54 laps down. Was in a wreck earlier. Ken Worley sitting on pit road with a lot of damage. Matthew George out of the race. So we've lost a few guys. But these guys up front here are really putting on a good show.
They are, and I'm surprised John hasn't been able to pull away and stretch out his lead like he had earlier.
Well, you know, Brian's been beating him on pit road, almost every pit stop. Maybe he's found something in his setup to make that a little bit better. Now, he did say John had a very good short run setup, so I don't know, but it seemed to me like John had a pretty good long run setup too, because he pulled away even though, you know, whether they were on new tires or old ones. But boy, Brian sure is staying right with them, ain't he?
He is right on his back bumper. He's a couple peaks below him, but he's fell back in line.
Somebody spinning back there. I've seen somebody spinning. They got it going though, no caution. Sean Medling back out on the track. There's a few guys rejoining after getting some damage on their cars, sitting on pit road, getting them fixed. Trying to pick up any position they can.
Yeah, that's true, and that's the worst feeling in the world to sit there for half an hour waiting on repairs.
Stephen Massey gets around. Anthony Thitchner goes into third. Anthony back to fourth.
Looks like Colin's getting ready to maybe lose another spot or two.
Yep, Thunhorst trying to hold on to that top 5. I think that's his goal here today. Maybe not so much to win, but just to try to stay in the top 5 to ensure that top spot in the points. Boy, I'll tell you what, Luis is right there with them too.
He's flying.
Yeah, Luis is going to go to the inside of Thunhorst, and looks like Matthew's going to let him go.
Another smart move from a guy that's already locked in. Why take a chance and wreck your car now?
Yes, sir. A good run for Luis today, running into the top 6.
He sounded confident too whenever we talked to him.
Yes, he did. Yes. You know, and it's like I say, that's what'll get you in there is that confidence. You know, I mean, you got to go in there, you got to have a positive attitude about it. And to me, I think that was probably the most positive attitude I've heard out of any of the drivers that we talked to. So, you know, he just was very confident.
I think it'll be a tie between him and Mark Figueroa for confidence booster here before the race started.
Yeah. Colin Fern back to the 7th place. Still hanging on to it, but he's right there on the back of Matthew Thunhorst. See if Thunhorst pulls over and lets him go by.
Colin will have to watch out. Looks like he has AJ coming too now, so.
Oh boy, a little slip there by Colin coming off of 4, and here comes AJ. AJ drives right on by. All it takes is a little slip like that, and them guys are all over you, aren't they?
At these speeds, yeah, it doesn't take much because you slip and slide and lose 5 miles an hour, you're done.
All right, Nicole Johnson in 12th place.
Slowly moving up.
Yeah, doing a good job. Keeping the car clean, and that's always a plus. Michael Kinner on her tail here, and he's kept his car pretty clean. He was a lap down there earlier in the race, but got his lap back, and he's having a good run now.
Yeah, he is. He's usually a pretty strong runner to most of the tracks that I've seen.
It was it last week or the week before, man. He was right up there in the top 5 almost all day. Last week. Did you guys run last week, Talladega?
Yeah, I think it was Talladega.
Yeah, he was right up there in the top 5 all day.
Or no, it was Martinsville last week. Talladega was 2 weeks ago.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. Well, Stephen Massey, after he got by Anthony Thitchner, actually pulls away by about 2.5 seconds over Anthony. He's still in the grasp of hanging on to him. We got a brand new leader, Brian Wilson, as he gets around John Schweikert.
And you have the 10th place car, Nathan Casillas, coming in the pit road.
Yeah, he's given up that 10th place. He'll be 14th right now. He's going to go a lap down.
I guess we are getting pretty close to the point where these guys are going to start doing their green flag pit stops, aren't we?
I think we are getting pretty close. Schweikert in second. And Stephen Massey closing that gap up. I don't know what happened up in the front, but boy, I'll tell you what, he has closed that gap up big time.
Luis is back there battling with Anthony. The 3rd and 4th.
He's saying, hey, it's time to go, you know. Coming down, we're getting down closer to the end here. We're about 3/4 of the way through the race. Almost 3/4. Unhorse, he'll be the next one to try to get by Anthony. Those three have been pretty close together for quite a few laps now.
It seems like we get groups of 2 and 3 that are running together, and the rest, they just get spread out amongst themselves.
Schweikert actually fallen off of the pace here from Brian Wilson, so maybe Brian did hit on something there that he said Schweikert had a very good short run setup, or maybe Brian's got a good long run setup, because he's starting to pull away from Schweikert.
It sort of surprises me from that earlier run with John on the older tires. He was able just to pull away.
Well, he was in clean air too.
That's true.
Now these cars, you know as well as I do, these cars do not act the same when you're in dirty air or clean air. It just, it's like a world of difference.
We got the 6 car coming to pit road now.
Matthew Thunhorst and Anthony Thitchner, both of them coming to pit road.
I think I caught a glimpse of Colin Fern coming off the pit road as they were coming in, so it looks like green flag stops are starting to happen.
Looks like a 4-tire change by Thunhorst and Thitchner, and they're both off the pit road. And the leader, Brian Wilson. Keep an eye on him and see when he's going to come to pit road. Ooh, he is slowing. There he comes. Okay, he's giving the lead back up to Schweikert. Also on pit road is Will Prue. He will come to his pit stall. Brian Wilson comes all the way down to his pit stall here. Close to the wall, sliding it to a stop. Almost ran through his pit stall.
Michael Kenner's coming on pit road now.
I wouldn't be a bit surprised to see Schweikert come to pit road here probably very soon, because he knows these guys come in. When they come in, they're going to come out of there like you were talking earlier on fresh tires and just eat him up. The longer he stays out there, the more they're going to reel him in. But I know
And
John.
as soon,
Go ahead.
as soon as you said that, I heard
Yep.
him come across. He's been.
Yep. But it was like you said, he was on a pit strategy, which we're not going to say what his strategy was, but he had a pit strategy coming into tonight, and it got kind of threw out of kilter there a little bit from all them cautions at the beginning. But I think he's kind of holding true to his word to what he was going to do.
Yeah, it looks that way. So hopefully it pays off for him. He's had a good car all day.
Okay, 4 tires. He's away. They gave the lead up to Stephen Massey. He leads for the first time today.
And AJ's just now coming down pit road also.
They gave the lead up to Mark Figueroa. Well, no, I'm sorry. He'll be in second. But Mark's going to probably try to stay out there and lead a lap, hoping Stephen Massey comes to pit road and try to get that point too.
And Steven is pulling off on the pit road.
All right, AJ away. Watch Stephen Massey come to pit road now. Mark Figueroa is going to stay out. I don't know if he led that lap. I don't believe he's going to have to go around one more time in order to officially lead a lap. 4-tire change for Stephen Massey. And he's away. All right, we'll keep an eye on Figueroa here. I know he wants to stay out to lead one lap. And I know he's probably going to come to pit road right after that. And he does lead that lap. I wouldn't be a bit surprised if we see him head to pit road next. Nicole Johnson in second place. She'll probably be heading to pit road here too. And that'll give the lead back up to Brian Wilson, which is 16 seconds behind Mark Figueroa right now. And here comes Mark. Yep, here he comes, pit road. So he did just exactly what he wanted to do. Stayed out there, canceled out that one that Anthony Thitchner got.
They're playing tit for tat here with the points now.
Yes, they are. And that gave the lead up to Nicole Johnson. Nicole leads her first lap of the race.
That's my teammate, so I got to pull for her to pull something off here.
And it looks like a 4-tire change for Mark Figueroa, and he's away. He'll come back off pit road about 9th place. And he just might go a lap down. Nicole Johnson leads her second lap. Be looking for her to come to pit road. She's going to have to come pretty quick here because Brian Wolfson's coming like a freight train up behind her. He's just clicking tenths off like crazy.
Yeah, I mean, she's turning 31 ones, so I'm sure he's down in the 28s or something. I haven't checked, but
yeah, he's only less than 2 seconds behind her right now. Make that less than a second and a half.
Well, I know sometimes we stay out and hope a caution comes out and we can trap a bunch of guys to lap down, but that usually doesn't happen.
Yeah. And here goes Brian Wilderson looking for a way to get around her. He don't want to wait too long because the longer he waits, the closer Schwaker's getting. Finally, he gets a break there, dives into turn 1 and does complete the pass on Nicole Johnson. And here comes John Schweikert passing her by. And he's racing it up here with Mark Figueroa. Mark's a lap down, first car lap down. I was looking for Anthony Thitchner. He's back in 6th place. And they'll have to make, they will have to make it at least one more pit stop. Some of them we might see make more than that.
And that may be why Nicole's staying out. Maybe she figures she can run long enough, one pit stop, and others take 2.
There you go. Might be a good strategy.
Could maybe at least get you a top 5.
Brian Wilderson out front. That makes 19 laps for him compared to John Schweikert leading 78. And technically, I do believe Schweikert will lock it up for leading the most laps today. I don't think anybody can beat him, even if Brian Wilderson led to all the rest of them. He wouldn't have 78. So Schweikert will clinch that title for the most laps led. And now he's closing in.
Nicole. Nope, I was just going to say Nicole's just now pulling off at road, so she did make her pit stop.
Good, good. Archer's going to come out a lap down, 12th place. Look at this battle up front here. Schweikert looking to the inside of Brian Wilderson. You know, he's been really good in turn one. He's been making a lot of passes. And there he did it again. Drives right around Brian Wilderson for first place.
I'll guarantee Brian won't let him get out of his windshield, though. He'll stick right on his tail.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. Schweikert knows that in order to try to get this, because it seems like Wilderson has been just extremely good on pit road, and you know as well as I do that pit road you can win or lose the race on pit road. So Schweikert knows he's got to stay out in front of Wilderson, pull away if at all possible. If his car is truly good on the short run, he's got to take advantage of it right now.
I took a quick pan back through. I was thinking Mark Figueroa's in third, but I guess he's a lap down in 10th right now.
Yep. And Matthew Thunhurst is third, Colin Fern fourth, Anthony Thitchner fifth, Stephen Massey sixth place, Luis Salmaso seventh, AJ in eighth place. This is really going to change up the points here, I think, a lot going into next week at Phoenix. It's going to be, it's going to probably put a couple of these guys in a must-win situation.
Yeah, and I just looked back. I guess Chris Serkois is still running in 13th, so that's going to really tighten it up at the bottom. There's probably going to be 4 of them within a few points of one another.
Right. All right, Michael Kinner, 9th place. Having a pretty good run. Like I said, he was a lap down and got his lap back, and now back right up here in 9th place. So that means a lot for the driving here of Michael Kinner, man. He's doing a fabulous job. Figueroa in 10th.
Just getting his lap back now.
Yep.
Schweikert's trying to pull it away a little bit.
Yeah, he's actually trying to use the draft off of Mark Figueroa there and I think it might have worked just a little bit. He did pull away from Brian Wilderson, maybe a 10th or 2 on that lap.
Maybe he's hoping he can get far enough ahead that Brian can't catch him till they would have to pit or till the end of the race.
Yes. And Thitchner goes into 4th as he got around Colin Fern.
Colin just seems to be struggling a little tonight. Hard to say that about a guy running 5th, but for him it seems like it's a struggle.
Stephen Massey in 6th place. He's having a good run tonight. I bet you just wishing that he could be up there racing, being still in the chase. Like you said, he was just eliminated the last round, so that's too bad. Stephen, he's a good driver.
Yeah, he is.
He deserves to be in it, too. Luis Salmaso, 7th place. AJ Scarborough, 8th. It's a long way. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
I was just going to say Nicole's newer tires got around him, so maybe she's hoping she can make up some lost time here. She got a lot to make up.
Yeah, lap down. And she's probably looking for Will Prue, but she's not that far ahead of her. And she's got a little bit newer tires than he does. She may be able to pass him up. And well, that would put her a couple close. Oh, Will Prue into the wall. And that does bring out a caution. Let's go back and watch this one more time. Just loose coming off of turn 2. Right there, it just kicks around on him. When he had that thing locked down too, really didn't look like he was going to hit the wall, but he hit a pretty good lick.
Well, it looks like Michael Kenner will be the lucky dog. Get himself back on the lead lap.
Again. He was a lap down. Yeah, he was a lap down earlier. Got his lap back.
Whenever that caution flew, I heard him come across the radio, so that's just what I needed. He was all happy. He's gonna back on the lead lap and running with these guys again.
I think we might have to talk to old Michael Kenner. What do you think?
I think so. He's a little excited. I think he's awful happy to be on the lead lap again.
Michael Kenner, you got a copy?
Yes, sir, Rudy. I got you.
Well, we heard you were jumping up and down in your car there because you got back on the lead lap again.
Yeah, buddy. I didn't think it was going to happen, but no, this is twice now. I'll get it.
I know it. We were watching you, but how's the car feeling out there? Because you've made a lot of ground up.
Yeah, it was really loose there, and made some adjustments in the pits. It's starting to feel a lot better here this run. This caution I needed. I think I'm going to make a little bit more, just to tighten it just a touch more, and I think we'll be good.
All right, buddy. Well, I'm going to let you go because I know you want to head to pit road and get 4 fresh feel goods on that car. So good luck for the rest of the race.
You know it. All right. Thanks, brother.
Excited.
I told you he was excited.
Yeah. All right, well, it looks like Schweiker going to come out first. What happened to Brian Wilderson on that pit stop? 15.4 second pit stop. Oh, no.
That's tough. That loses 2 spots on pit road.
Yeah, that was, wow, I think that's the slowest pit stop he's had today.
Couldn't be worse timing.
No. Where we got 42 to go. Now, let's see. They can make it here from here on. They can make it on fuel.
Tires are going to be an issue, though.
Yeah.
Slowing way down.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Well, anyhow, Matthew Thunhorst will come out second. Anthony Thitchner third. Brian Wilderson will be fourth. Colin Fern still hanging in that top 5, doing a heck of a job. Stephen Massey, 6th place. AJ Scarborough, 7th. Luis Salmaso, 8th. Mark Figueroa, 9th. And Michael Kenner on pit road. Right now, it looks like he's going to get off pit road. He will be in 10th place. A big break for Michael Kenner.
Definitely. He was hoping and praying for that one, and you heard he was all excited.
Oh, yeah. Wouldn't you be?
I would be, yeah. It sounds like he thinks he has something for the top guys, too.
Yeah. Well, take a look at the points here one more time. You can see a lot of these guys. Matthew Thunhorst, Colin Fern, Justin Bland, Michael Kenner, Chris Serkois, Mark Figueroa, Anthony Thitchner, and AJ Scarborough are still in it. Now the ones that are, the ones that are on the bubble, them bottom 3 or 4 right there, AJ, Anthony, Mark, and Chris. These guys they're all on the bubble, and they could wind up losing it going into next week at Phoenix. So it's going to be an interesting outcome next week, Ken.
Definitely will. Depending on how these points shape out today, they're going to be racing each other really hard out in Phoenix.
All right, well, it looks like the lights are out. We're ready to go back, green flag racing. And I'd like to take a second to thank everybody for tuning in here tonight on MaxSpeedTV. We appreciate it. These guys especially appreciate it. I've never broadcasted for a league that took this the way they do. They've just, wow, man, they've just like made this like so enticing, so inviting and enjoyable to broadcast for, because they really, really love it. So I'm happy to be a part of it.
Looks like we're getting another car back on the lead lap. Nicole Johnson took the wave around, so she'll be in 11th and back on the lead lap.
Awesome. Wow, that couldn't have come at a better time for her either.
No, most definitely.
Pace car's in, and Schweikert on the throttle. And it looks like Wilderson does get a pretty good run on Thunhorse. And he will take over the second positions from Thunhorst. And here comes Anthony Thitchner. Boy, is he on the tail of Thunhorst or what? Just enough to make him loose coming off of turn 2, and takes over that spot. And here comes Colin Fern. Boy, Matthews just letting everybody go by.
Well, he knows how his car acts on the long run now, since we had the long run, so maybe he knows he can get him back in the long run.
That could be. Or he's looking at that big picture. Just being safe. Because that was a pretty close call right there when Schweiger come up on him and took the air, or Wilson took the air off of him, and he got a little loose coming off of turn 2 there and saved it. That probably scared him just a little bit. And he said, you know what, I'm not going to race you guys like that. I'm going to just stay back here, and I'll ride along in 2nd place. I'm happy here.
Last lap, AJ got a little loose coming off of 2. I think gave him a cardiac arrest. He fell back a little bit, but he's got it back under him.
And look at Michael Kinner putting the pressure to him. He's making AJ just earn that spot, I can tell you that.
Well, we're getting down to it, so it's go time. So they're all going to show you what they got right now.
Yep, this is when you don't want to hold anything back. You can't afford to. Colin Fern to the inside of Anthony Thitchner. So maybe Colin has been the sleeper here today. Maybe he's just been kind of holding back what he had or something. But we'll see how that holds up, because we know Colin was really good out there on new tires, and it seemed like his fell off quicker than anybody else's. So let's maybe he made an adjustment to change that, but we'll see. Sometimes,
yeah, it'll be interesting once there's 10 or 15 laps on the tires to see.
Sometimes the guys, I've noticed this, I've heard guys say, well, they threw a little extra tape on it or something like that, and when they did, it went the wrong way on them. So it either made it too tight or too loose. So, you never know what these guys are thinking when they do things like that. There's so much for these guys to deal with out there on the track. They're not only driving their car, but they're looking in the rearview mirror. They're watching the times. They're watching how close the guy is behind them. They're watching some of the other guys that are kind of closing up on that guy, and there's just so much for them to think about. And then to try to watch and see what they're going to have to do when they come to pit road, whether it's a tire air adjustment, whether it's tape on the grill, whether it's a spring adjustment or anything like, there's just so much to do for these drivers. That's where it really would pay off for, in a really, really good race, I think, to have a pit crew, to have a, what do they call them?
A crew chief.
Crew chief, yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I was just sitting here thinking as you were saying that I have a hard enough time just driving the car. If I have to think about all the changes and stuff, no thank you.
Yeah, and these guys do it, you know, don't even think anything of it. Okay, Fitchner to the inside of Colin Fern, going back around him. And they're still side by side. Colin's not giving that position up too awful easily. Looks like going into turn one, Anthony does have the position on him. Colin Fern goes back to fourth. Pretty much everybody's staying the way they are back through here, though. Stephen Massey does get around Matthew Thunhorst, and Thunhorst just stays right there behind Stephen. I think he's just using the draft here to try to keep up with the leaders right now.
There's not a whole lot of fighting out there just yet. I think some of these guys are hoping that their setups are that much better on a long run and they can run these guys down later on.
Luis Selmaso about a second behind Matthew Thunhorst right now, and he's just hanging there, just riding along. 7th place is looking good to him. AJ Scarborough not far behind Luis. Quite a ways back to Mark Figueroa. At least he's going to get a top 10 here today. But,
I think he was hoping for a lot more, but
it's going to be you know, it's going to make it next week tighten up even more, and it's going to make it that much more exciting, Ken. I can tell you that, because it's ooh, man, when it's coming down to the end of the season like this, it's guys, they know what they got to do. They got to work hard for it. And I'll tell you what, Mark Figueroa, AJ Scarborough, Anthony Fitchner, Chris Serkois, those guys have all got their work cut out for them going into next week.
well, just looking if they would finish the way they are right now. Anthony, who is 20 points out, he would actually pass Chris Serkois right now. He would pick up 10 points on him and actually be 8 to the good on him. So Chris needs to pick it up a little bit and get on the lead lap if he can.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, he needs to hope and pray for a caution right now and get that lap back, you know. Schweikert now got a second lead over Brian Willison. But Brian's got company right here. Anthony Fitchner all over the back of him. I think Anthony's he is really trying hard today. I mean, I don't think there's a driver out there on the track that's trying as hard as he is. He knows what he's got to do, and he's just getting it done.
I think he's just happy he has a car that can run with these guys, and it seems to be staying under him real well, so he wants to give it all he can.
Looking ahead to John Schweikert, putting some distance on Brian Willison. And, well, if you watch Schweikert, he's still using that same line. He does that late entry into turn 1, almost into turn 2 before he drops down on that white line. That's pretty wild.
And that's a nice thing about these broadcasts, because guys like me that aren't Cup eligible yet, I can sit here and watch these and see how these guys run and maybe learn something from them.
Yeah, that's very true. You don't get much of a chance to watch this stuff, you know, if you're in the car.
You get a whole different perspective out here.
Yes, you do. Yeah, I've had a lot of guys in the booth with me that have enjoyed it that much that they said that, you know, exactly what you just said. It's a whole new perspective out there, because you get to see things here you don't get to see when you're driving, you know.
And probably most drivers are like me. You don't sit there and watch. I don't sit there and watch replays of the races, but I probably should.
Yeah, might help you learn something else too, you know.
Yeah.
Well, Colin Fern staying ahead of Matthew Thunhorst for the time being. Thunhorst, I think, is happy at the moment here to ride in 6th place. He's still in the grasp with 3.2 seconds back of the leader. But if he's got anything, it's time to go, because we're coming to the 20 to go here in just a couple of laps, Ken.
Well, I don't know. Swike's out there pretty good. I don't know if they're going to run him down in 20 laps or not.
Well, is anybody going to try to stay out there on them old tires, or do you think anybody might try to come to pit road and get 4 fresh feel goods, or is everybody just going to just stay and ride, man? Just ride it out.
If it were me, I'd just ride it out because usually for me, about the time I come to pit road, a caution comes out and I get trapped a lap down.
Well, Wildelson's still hanging there about 1 second back off of John Schweikert. I don't really see any other battles going on, do you?
No, I haven't. I just took notice. Looked like Schweikert and Wilson ran almost identical lap times, so he's going to have to start eating into his lead right now if he wants to catch him.
We've got there's a little bit of a race going on back here. I know these guys are lapped down, but Nathan Casellas, David Grossclose, Justin Bland back here, Sean Medling is back out on the track, and it looks like that's the last of them on the track. Everybody else from there on back is out of the race. And Chris Surcoy is still a lap down. If a caution would come out, he would be back on the lead lap, and I'm sure he would just be loving that right now.
Any chance to pick up spots is something to look forward to. Looks like the leader's going to start getting into some lap traffic. Maybe that'll throw a wrinkle into things, and other guys can try and catch up a little bit.
Yes, but the thing of it is they're going to have to deal with it too. Weldelson now, he's going to have to come up on Gross close there and try to pass him. And David's got a lot of damage on that left front corner of that car. Man, is that thing mangled up.
I think pretty much rule of thumb, especially for David and being as far down as he is, he's just going to move off to the side. Now, some of these other guys that he's coming up on, I don't know if they'll give way as easy.
Keep an eye on Schweikert here. He's going to be coming up on the number 41 there of Nicole Johnson. And that would be to put Nicole a lap down. And she's going to get out of the way and let him go.
I don't know if she's playing a tire or gas strategy there or not.
Well, I thought she was your teammate.
Well, she is.
But you don't know what she's doing out there right now, huh?
I don't, but I know that's usually what she'll try and do. If it's close, she'll try and save the gas.
That was close.
Very close.
Whoa, Schweikert almost got into it there. That was... Who was that?
The 34.
Yeah. That was real close. I think Nathan tried to get out of the way, and about the same time he went to move, looked like Schweikert went to go to the bottom, and it was close. And there he gets out of the way again for second place, Brian Wilson. Wilson drives around on the outside.
I know a lot of times they'll ask if the leader's coming up, they'll ask them if they want high or low side. And sometimes it doesn't get communicated as well as it should.
Yeah, I've wished a lot of times in racing that it was communicated better than it is. But I've actually had the leaders come up on me, and I wasn't even looking in the mirror, and I'm like, wow, where did they come from? You know, here I was about to go a lap down and didn't even know it. Boy, Anthony Titchener was really loose coming off of turn 2 that time. But saves it, hangs on to 4th for right now. But you better look out, because here comes Fun Horse creeping up on him. Fun Horse turning up the heat. He wants that one extra position, I think, but he's just about as loose as Anthony is right now.
And I don't think they really want to be looking in the mirror because Lewis is coming up pretty hard.
Man, I can't believe how much they have slowed this race down, you know? That's just how much these old tires are showing it. I mean, they're only hitting about 192 on the front stretch.
Yeah, lap times are around 30.4, 30.5 right now, and they were running 28s and 27s earlier in the race.
Yeah, we've seen 201 on green or on a couple laps there. We've seen 201 miles per hour on the front stretch, and now we're seeing like 192. Well, that's a lot. 9 mile an hour difference. Oh, there was 194. And we did have a pass right there. Looks like.
Uh-oh, we got trouble. We got trouble on the back
Oh,
stretch.
Brian Wilderson into it. Oh no, that's going to bring out a caution with 10 to go. Let's see what happened to Brian.
I think he got loose and just went into the wall.
Is that dreaded turn 2 again? Yes, it was. Oh man, he just piled it into the wall. And then he got hit by, who is that, the number 6? The number 6? Yeah, Matthew Thunhorst got into him. No, it wasn't him. Who the heck was that? Number 9. Who was the number 9? Somebody, 91 maybe. I don't know who it was. Somebody got into him. Kind of put the icing on the cake. Well, Schweikert said, you asked him if he was going to come to pit road if it come down to 10 to go. Here they are. 9 laps to go, and he's heading for pit road.
Yeah, last night in the Xfinity race, he stayed out and everybody else went in. He was fortunate enough to be able to hang on to the lead, but just barely. So I think he learned a real good lesson there.
Well, that was Stephen Massey got into the back of Brian Wilderson. He had nowhere to go. That's who it was, Stephen Massey. All right, well, let's see who's going to make it off pit road first. This could make it to where who's going to win or not, you know. Now, Brian Wilderson's been really good on pit road, but he's got damage. Wow, Stephen Massey comes off pit road first with a 2-tire change. I don't know, what do you think about that? A 2-tire change and he's got as much damage as he's got?
I know last night some guys early in the race made a 2-tire change. I didn't think it was too bad, but of course they had clean cars, so I don't know if the damage will hurt him or not.
He's got quite a bit of damage. And I don't really want to talk to anybody right now. I don't want to disrupt their concentration. They all have a job to do out there, and as my credit goes, I jinx these guys, and I'm not going to jinx any drivers here coming down to the end of this race.
Yeah, especially now. I mean, they do have a lot on their minds here, and it's easier just to let them in their mindset.
Let them sort it out. Well, the good news is Chris Surkois will get back on the tail end of the lead lap, but everybody's going to have fresh tires now. I don't think he's going to be able to come to pit road and get fresh tires.
I think he's sort of hung out there. Well, he could still come in, but he might lose a spot or two. Right now he's shown in 12th, I think.
Well, been 160 laps. They've done a great job out here. Let's take a look at the race summary. This is caution number 7 for 25 laps, so not too bad. Out of 160, that's pretty doggone good.
Yeah, it's pretty good whenever you consider everybody's sitting in the comfort of their own home, spread out all over the place over the internet doing this.
I know it. And no real cars damaged in the process.
Right.
Okay, so Stephen Massey will be our leader. Chris Turquoise is going to get the wave by here. He'll be. That's his 5th lap he's led today. John Schweikert's led 124 laps. He'll be starting in 2nd. Anthony Thitchner led 5 laps earlier. Matthew Thunhorst has yet to lead a lap today. AJ Scarborough starting 5th. He's led a lap. Colin Fern in 6th. Luis Salmaso 7th. Michael Kinner 8th. Mark Figueroa 9th. And Nicole Johnson. That rounds out our top 10. And we're going to have 5 laps to go when they get the green.
I'm going to bet it's going to be a pretty wild 5 laps.
What do you think? We'll get another caution before the end of this? You think it'll be that wild?
I think it could be that wild, yeah. I mean, if I'm John Schweikert on the inside or Massey on the outside, I try and get the best jump I can and make sure I'm in the lead before it flies.
Well, we're about to find out. Pace car heads for pit road. This will be it, folks. If a caution comes out now, the race will be over. Green, green, green. And Schweiker does take advantage of that. Look at the jump he got.
I think Massey either spun tires or he has engine damage I didn't know about.
That could be. I think I did see him back into that car wiggle a little bit, and he may have spun the tires. Fitchner goes into 2nd. Colin Fern 3rd. These guys battling for position all behind John Schweikert. AJ Scarborough. Boy, what a comeback for AJ today.
I did just what he said he was going to do.
And I think he's going to take a look inside of Colin Fern there, because he was taking a look. And Anthony Thitchner really struggling with a loose car right now. He's got to get a hold of that at least for 3 more laps. Got to back up them turns a little bit more or something. I don't know what to tell them.
This late in the race, you get excited and you don't take foot off the accelerator.
Right. Well, unfortunately, this isn't a track you can flat-foot it. There he did a little. Oh, I just going to say I thought he did a little bit better that time, but he didn't. And here comes Colin Fern to the inside and going to take that position away from Anthony. And it looks like AJ coming up on Anthony now. Oh, and Anthony into the wall again. In the tri-oval, he gets into the wall. Oh, no.
Oh, he spun, no.
Good save, though. Wow. That was a crazy, exciting time right there. And Schweikert about to come around and get the white flag, folks. White flag
Looks like
in the
AJ's
air.
done.
1 more lap to go. Race back here. Colin Fern trying to hold off AJ. AJ said he had something for him at the end. He'd better bring it because the time's running out. Coming into 3. He's going to try everything in the book right here, and it's not going to happen. He's not going to beat Colin to the line, and John Schweikert will come home our victor today. Congratulations to John Schweikert. Another fine race by John Schweikert, huh?
It was an exciting finish, too.
Wow, man, I'm telling you, that was pretty wild. All right, we'll give them a second here because I'm sure everybody's up there congratulating these guys. We'll give them a second to get all their congratulatory out of them. So we'll get John Schweikert, Colin Fern, and AJ Scarborough down here. Let me see if I can get AJ. Hold on a minute.
Yes, sir.
I know you were probably talking, but hold on a minute. Colin, hang on a minute, and I need John Schweikert. You got a copy?
I do, brother. How you doing?
Well, you're probably down there celebrating by burning the tires off of that thing right now, but congratulations on your victory here today and leading 130 laps out of the 167. Holy smokes. Tell me about that last restart.
that last restart was really, really intense. I saw the 97 took 2 tires in that pit stop, and just he went by me, and it's such a hard place to restart. I thought, man, I hope he doesn't spin the tires. He did an excellent, excellent job of not spinning them, at least down. I mean, he spun them, but he kept them straight, and it has a tendency sometimes to spin it out. And he did a great job, and I just looked out the front windshield and ran as fast as I possibly could. I mean, I wanted to get away from everybody.
Well, I'll tell you what, you did a heck of a job again this week, John. It's too bad you weren't in the chase, huh?
I mean, it's okay. It's a learning curve. I came in the middle of the season, and, I respect the admins and how they have this league set up, and probably one of the best leagues I've ever been in, so it's no big deal. I mean, I'm here, I'm learning them, they're learning me, and we're having a really good time doing it.
Well, that's what it's all about, brother. Well, anybody you want to thank today?
Man, I got a long list. You know what? I wanted to win this really bad. I love Texas. It's probably my first or second, track up there with Chicago, and bringing out this USMC scheme on the Marines' birthday is just, it means so much. So I mean, it's huge. I got a lot of family members that are Marines, and it just means a heck of a lot, dude. I mean,
I do. Very good, very good. All right, well, congrats, John. Go celebrate, brother. You deserve it. I'll tell you that.
Thanks, man. I just want to give a shout out to the admins. I mean, they do such a heck of a job here. They put in a lot of time and effort to put on this stuff, and they do a great job. So thanks to them, and thanks to you, Rudy, and thanks to my team. I really wish I could celebrate with Brian. He had a heck of a car too, but man, he'll get them next week or something. And man, it was just such a good race. I really enjoyed it.
All right, John. Well, we'll talk to you again soon, and again, congratulations.
All right, thanks, Rudy. Take care, buddy.
All right, Ken, you got Colin Fern?
Yeah, hey Colin, how you doing?
How's it going, guys?
Good. We took notice, you started out good on the short run, but then you were falling back. Did you make some adjustment or something, or did the track just come to you?
Yeah, I made an adjustment on the pit stop there, and the setup was great all race long, but it was just a little loose on entry to the corner. And I went to make a big swing, and I made it to the wrong way, so I really struggled there at the end of that last run there. I was way too loose. It was like I'm being on ice skates, but we fought through. That caution really helped us out there. We were about to fall out of the top 10, and came back, and the caution helped us out. We got a great restart, jumped to the inside of our teammate there in the 6th, and with a couple mistakes of the other misfortunes of other drivers, and came home P2. I'm really proud of my team.
Yep, that was a good run. That was good hanging in there. We were sort of concerned for you the way you were falling back early, but glad you pulled it together and came in second.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I just want to give a big shout out to everybody on this Young Guns racing team. Matthew, I know Matthew's caught up in a little drama at post-race. Everyone's a little flustered after the race here, but Nick Olson, David Grossclose, and Dalen Barr, everybody. I got to give a shout out to everybody. And I also want to give a shout out to all of the veterans for Veterans Day tomorrow. I know David Grossclose, he's in the Navy before. I want to give a shout out to him, Mark Figueroa, Jeremy Rubin, everybody who served our country for Veterans Day. It's nice to get a P2 for them.
Okay, that's a good comment to have in there. And congratulations on your second place, and that should help secure you for the next round of the chase.
Yeah, we're about 15 points to the good now, post Texas, and we're going to one of my favorite tracks, if not my favorite track, at Phoenix next week. So we're looking good. Hopefully we can join our teammate at Homestead and hopefully get a Young Guns Racing 1-2 finish in the championship.
All right, well, congratulations, and good luck next week.
Thank you, bud.
All right, Rudy?
AJ Scarborough, you got a copy?
Yes, I do. How y'all doing?
Good. Well, you said you had something for him at the end there, and it looked like maybe you had a good run on Colin, but just a little bit too late. Tell me about them last few laps there after that caution.
I set my car up to be so balanced. Wasn't as good as on the long run. It was pretty even throughout most of the runs, but on that last restart, man, I took 4, come down, took 4, thought about taking 2, but couldn't get myself to do it, and I just laid her to the wood, man.
Well, it started 21st today, brought it home 3rd. That's a heck of a jump up through the field. A well-deserved 3rd place, probably even a well-deserved winner if you could have got there. Would you think you would have had anything for John Schweikert or even Brian Wodelson, because Brian was so fast at the beginning.
No, Brian and John were on another level tonight, that's for sure. John's a Terminator, man. It's tough to beat him. When you beat him, you know you done something.
Well, you had a good time tonight. I guess that's all that really matters, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, we're going to let you go so you can go celebrate with the guys, too. Taking third here, AJ Scarborough. Anybody you want to thank tonight?
I definitely want to thank the 87. Me and him worked pretty hard today in practice. He worked a lot during this week. And just thank the team. That's it pretty much, man. Thank the admins in the league for everything they do. Happy Veterans Day. Y'all have a good week.
All right. Thank you, AJ. And again, congrats.
Thanks.
All right. Let's run down through the results real quick here. John Schweikert coming home the victor here tonight. Colin Fern in second. AJ Scarborough in third. Luis Salmaso, man, how the heck did he get in fourth? But great job. Matthew Thunhorst in fifth. Anthony Thitchner sixth. Mark Figueroa seventh. Michael Kinner in eighth. Nicole Johnson ninth. Stephen Massey 10th. Chris Surcois in 11th. Will Prue in 12th. Brian Wodelson back in 13th after that spin. 14th place goes to Nathan Casillas. David Grossclose in 15th. Justin Bland 16th. Sean Medling 17th. Dalen Barr 18th. Matthew George 19th. Ken Worley 20th. Chuck Harrell finishing in 21st. Corey Chafin, I don't know if these guys were even in there, were they? Corey Chafin 22nd and Jai Hatterick in 23rd. I don't even know if they were in there.
No, I think they were doing the race control for tonight.
Okay, all right. Okay, well, anyhow, congratulations to our winner here tonight, John Schweikert. Thanks for watching tonight, folks. We will see you next week here for ECR. Thanks for watching tonight on MaxSpeedTV. And we'll be back tomorrow night for the Top Fuel Racing Indy Series. Till then, folks, stay safe and have a good night.